Rookie of the Year race?
Yeah, Jenna, I think just get another win. That'll be win number 3 for him, which is amazing right now, you know, to the start of his young career. Justin Herbert already got 2 wins, a lot of stats and really not a lot to show for it. But I think, you know, as of right now, Tua already has just as many wins as Herbert, and he hasn't started as many games. So for Tua, he has a great defense. He's going to get a lot of opportunities, and they're going to win more games. So I like where this kid is at. I like what he's done over the last 2 weeks. I like that he has help, and he doesn't have to go out there and do it all by himself. Justin Herbert will continue to flourish. They just got to bring it all together. You know, it's the ultimate team game, like we all know. So I expect Tua to take the lead in this Rookie of the Year race.
That's right.
As you know, the next couple of weeks continue to progress.
So, listen, I'm not a huge quarterback wins with a Z stat guy, but everyone else seems to be. And Tua's, despite not starting the first half of the year, is going to finish with more wins than Herbert. And so that is going to play in his favor. Now, full disclosure to the audience, did I bet Tua at 12-1 to win Rookie of the Year right after they announced him as the starter? I did. Am I financially invested in it? Heavily. But I think there's a real path here, because I did 12-1, 12-1 in week 7. I'll send you the betting slip. Because I think the Dolphins are going to make the playoffs. With that, and I think Tua's going to play great this weekend. With that said, the Chargers are on 5 consecutive heartbreaking losses. I do think they can win this weekend. But say it again, Jenna.
And Justin Herbert's played great despite the losses. He's got the numbers.
Oh, Herbert's been excellent. No. Herbert's absolutely been excellent. But if the season ends with the Dolphins at 9-7 or 10-6 and in the playoffs, and the Chargers at 4-12, then no matter what the stats are, I think Tua ends up getting the award. Now, this weekend, I think the Chargers are due for a victory. I think this is a game that, like all the Chargers game do, Brandon, comes down to the final drive, but somehow the Chargers actually find a way to win it. But if Tua can continue to play clean football, continue to play well, if the Dolphins end up being a playoff team, Tua will win Rookie of the Year. Mark it down and then start counting my money. That's a true story. Both of them.
Listen, Nick, if you honestly bet Tua when he was announced the starter, right now, then you may go down as the greatest bettor of all time. Nobody thinks that way. It's not just about wins. It's about stats. And he's behind the 8 ball right now, Mike. But when you really peel back the layers, then you can look at it and say, you know what? He does have a chance. If he goes out there and throws 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, consistently win while this Miami Dolphins team is rolling, he could potentially be that guy. And Nick could potentially go down as the all-time bettor of all time. Like, this is unbelievable. Tua being in this discussion. Nick Wright being in this discussion about betting Tua halfway through the year.
I believe.
You believe him?
I'm texting you both. Oh. Thank you, Vick and Brandon. I just sent you the text. Look at the date. Check the date. I'm texting you both. Check the date, Wilds, while Wilds bleeps all over my take. Go ahead, Wilds. I just sent them the proof. Check the date on it and tell America.
I'm not going to. But you can't say like you're not a quarterback wins guy. You're largely a stats guy. Well, one of his wins, he had like 98 yards. So I don't know which one you want. I want to root for him. But I feel like Herbert's putting up such gaudy numbers. If you had a vote, and I know you always are trying to petition leagues for votes. If you had a vote, and you did not have a financial stake in it, wouldn't your rational, analytical mind say Herbert had the better year? If they don't,
right now, yes,
don't make the
but
playoffs.
The year's only halfway through. Yes, right now, yes, but the year's only halfway done. And Wilds, you are correct. I don't have a vote. None of these leagues will give me a vote because they're not ready for it. It's not, at this point, I'm just lashing out because I should certainly have an NBA vote. I don't know if you guys saw the baseball MVP voting yesterday. Some middle
picks last week had a ton of turnovers, and he'll be watching film and looking to correct that. But on the defensive side of the ball, it was an embarrassing loss for them. And the one thing they have to do, and the one thing that all players have access to in professional sports, is the ability to watch film and correct their mistakes. Everybody better be in that film room this week, watching film, correcting their mistakes, and making the job easier for Russell and the offense. You know, I think the offense has carried this team into this point, and I think it's time for the defense to step up and carry the team the rest of the way. Defense wins championships, and it usually happens late in the season.
Yeah, listen, me too, man. The Seahawks will win this game, but it will be a good one. Mike, we know who this team is. Man, they play bad defense. They want to run the ball, and they want to take shots. And to do that and to be successful, Russ got to protect the ball. He hasn't done that. He's still the MVP in my eyes, but he's opened the door for so many other people to enter this conversation. So for them to win, Russ got to play like Russ played. He can't have these low moments. But then when you look at the other side of the field, man, McVay, this is going to be interesting. You're going to see coaching at its finest. What are the Seattle Seahawks doing to combat this bad defense that Wild's been highlighting for weeks now? They're actually starting to blitz more. Cover 0, cover 1 in the last 3 weeks. How did the Rams lose last week? They lost to the Miami Dolphins because the Dolphins was blitzing and they couldn't pick it up. Goff didn't look good. All week, McVay has been throwing everything at Goff to get the ball out quick. They've been putting extra pads on him, hitting him, extra pads in the lane, the throwing lanes, to make sure he makes the right decisions. So if the Seattle Seahawks are going to blitz more to combat their struggles, and the Rams is actually working on the blitz pickups, this could be really interesting when it comes down to chess, Kevin Wilds.
See, I don't know if it's going to be chess. I think it's going to be more like backyard football. And just for the record, there is no truth to the rumor that Sean McVay is allowing just random fans to draw up plays and how you can get a shot at the Seattle defense. The Seattle defense is so bad, I think I might just, put one on Twitter and just tag Sean McVay, like, try this one. It works with my son. Nick, these are the teams that are giving up 30 points. The Cowboys, they've won 2 games. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they've won 1 game. The Texans have won 2 games. The Lions have won 3 games. The Jets are at 29.8. They've won 0 games. And then you got Seattle, who have won 6 games because of Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf. This defense is really bad. I think Sean McVay is going to devour them and just put on a show, and Jared Goff should have a career day.
So I do think that the Rams are going to be able to move the ball, and I think that McVay coming off a bye, coming off a bad loss is dangerous. I think that the loss, that being against Tua and the Dolphins, I understand all of that. But I think the Rams might be right alongside the Bears for the most fraudulent 5-win team in the league. Because here's who the Rams' wins have come against: the NFC East and those Bears. So I don't know that they're good. I know Seattle is great at throwing the football. And while we bang on them for their defense, and we should, in 2020, if you can only be great at one thing, you know what I'd want it to be? Throwing the football. And so I don't think Russ is going to have another multi-turnover game. And so I think the Seahawks go to Los Angeles and win this game. That doesn't mean their concerns for the season about their defense are fixed. But I think the Rams got to play in their first 6 games the NFC East 4 times. So they looked better than they actually were. And I think you'll see some of that this week, even if Goff plays a really good game.
All right, so let's take a slight turn here. Play a little take your pick. Bills taking on the Cardinals on Sunday. You got Josh Allen and Kyler Murray, 4th and 5th in MVP odds. Which quarterback will still be in the MVP conversation come Monday? Allen or Kyler? Mike, take your pick.
I'll say whoever wins the game. It's obviously, one of these quarterbacks got to come out with the dub, so whoever wins will be in the MVP conversation. But I think the true winner will be Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. But if you take away both of these guys from their team, these teams are not even nowhere near as competitive as they are. So, but for the most part, these guys are the MVPs of their team, respectively. You take them away, these teams don't even exist.
Wow. Yeah, listen, I was high on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills all year. I still believe that they can compete, but something funky's going on with this team. They're just up and down. There's just too up and down for me, Mike. Kyler Murray is my guy. He just has a thing for the big stage. He has a thing for the flair. So for me, I got to go with him. This dude is the next coming of you, bro. We talk about quickness. We talking about playmaking ability. He does it. He make it look sexy. And I think that's what the fans want.
Yeah. Listen, with absolutely no disrespect intended to Josh Allen, he's not in the discussion. My friends at Fox Bet, they're just taking your money by letting you bet on Josh Allen. He's out of it. There are 3 MVP candidates. It is Patrick Mahomes, it is Aaron Rodgers, and it is the quarterback of the winner of the NFC West, Russ or Kyler, because you can't win the MVP if you don't win your division. So the answer is Kyler, because Josh Allen's not even going to be eligible for it. But Russ and Kyler,